In today's DAP Property Roast, we're looking at Rentvesting. Is it the go-to Bible of property investing? Is it the go-to Bible for first-time buyers to buy a property if they can't get a property in, for example, Sydney, New South Wales, if they're outpriced? Is it the only way? Seems to be the only way because everyone's talking about buyers agents, real estate agents, anyone on the media is talking about at the moment. Is it the way to go? So in today's roast, let's roast Rentvesting. Let's go. Alright, so this video was posted by Channel 9, posted 2 days ago on the 12th of March, and it says the surge in rentvesting first home buyers. Let's have a look.
Sydney's property market has never been harder. Now new data from Westpac shows there's been a surge in so-called rentvesting. First home buyers opting to purchase an investment property elsewhere before a home of their own.
Yeah, that's correct. I've seen it everywhere. You look on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere, there's always like buyers agents or people who are property coaches are coming out with a megaphone saying the only way to buy property right now when you're outpriced due to the housing crisis is to rentvest. Isn't that great? Let's have a look.
Zoe Carey has lived in this apartment in Neutral Bay for more than 13 years. She rents, but is also a landlord.
So this is the house?
She rents and she's also a landlord, okay.
Zoe and her partner buying a home in Albury in southern New South Wales 3 years ago.
So this is the...
Albury, southern New South Wales, where's that? So I know where's that, but let's show the viewers where's that. So Albury, okay. Let's zoom in, dudes. Okay, so it's over here. What's the market value of houses or property in Albury at the moment? New South Wales. Okay, whatever. Just say houses. Search. Whoa, 1.2 mil. Goddamn, though. Let's see. Max price. I don't know. Someone that can't afford much. Say $600,000. You can't find anything for $600,000 in Albury, guys. So let's change it to all types. All right. All types, $600,000. What can you find? Oh yeah, all right. Townhouse, apartment, $395. All right, that's good. All right, let's continue, guys. Now that we've got a bit of a context of what you can buy in Albury, right? So units around $395, townhouse around $500 to $600, and a house definitely $1.2 million upwards.
The living room?
The couple decide to rentvest, live where they want and buy where they can afford. A strategy to help them one day crack into the local market.
We couldn't get a 20% deposit for a place in Sydney, and so with the savings that we had, it made sense to purchase a home that was within an affordable range so that we could have our foot in the ladder and maintain the life that we want.
Okay, guys, so let's look at the justifications of getting into rentvesting, right? So let me pull up my OneNote. Okay, so basically the premise of this lady or most people who do rentvesting, so this video is really good, is that I don't have 20% deposit. That's a no-no, okay? And wants to get in, right? Okay, so that's usually the reason. Don't have 20% deposit, wants to get into the market right now. Can't bloody wait, okay? I can see a lot of people that I'm helping, first-time investors, first-time home buyers, after, you know, having our strategy call, they've decided to do rentvesting. But the thing is, you need to also remember, after watching this video, for example, you haven't seen this video and you just watch these videos or buyers agents like megaphone, go into rentvesting, that's the only way. You're gonna know the cons, right? The cons is, once you buy, right, you lose some first home buyer benefits, okay? All right, especially the first home guarantee scheme. But that's questionable. Speak to Housing in Australia whether you can get into the scheme after you purchase your first property if it's not your own occupied. So it's something that you need to question and call them up, all right? So don't just buy willy-nilly and then, oh crap, I missed out on the scheme. I shouldn't have done that. Another thing is, if you use the scheme, you can use only 5%. For example, you want to buy something for $600,000, like for example, we saw here over here, Albury. You want to get something for like a townhouse, not like this one, like a crummy old unit. You got to understand that for 600 Gs, you just need 30 Gs. So in that video, I don't know whether she had 30 Gs. she's complaining, I don't have 20% deposit. Because obviously, if she's looking for a 600k property, 20% deposit is literally times 20 is 120. And obviously, she'd be like, I don't have 120k. Now I'm gonna go rent vesting because blah 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 said so. Because I need 20% deposit to get into the market. No, with first home guarantee scheme, right, you can utilize 5% deposit, 30k, to still get this property. And unlike rent vesting, you gotta pay stamp duty, which is bang bang. If you don't have enough deposit and you get into mortgage insurance, you gotta pay mortgage insurance, right? Or you gotta borrow the mortgage insurance. And if you're borrowing over 80%, the rate is goddamn high. It looks like 6.5 to 6.9. Whilst over here, you can get something for 5.92 to 5.99. Anyway, let's continue.
And they're not alone.
Well, over the last 5 years, the share of applications from first home buyers to become rent investors rather than owner occupiers has doubled.
What's so good about rent vesting? Well, the rental income helps pay off your investment loan. Plus, there are potential tax perks.
No. Don't try to just say that and we'll move on to another topic. You gotta understand, guys. You gotta understand, guys. She said here. What? Let's rewind what she said. Right. Let's rewind what she said. She's saying the perks. The goddamn perks. Okay, the goddamn perks. What did she say?
Well, the rental income helps pay off your investment loan.
The rental income, okay, helps pay the goddamn mullah mortgage. But does it? It does really do it. Guys, let's break it down. I tell this to my first home buyers, first time investors that consult with me, right? New South Wales to Victoria. Rental yield is usually 3 to 3.5, right? Rental yield, what's rental yield? A lot of you noobs watch this. Oh, what's rental yield? Rental yield means, for example, if a property is getting like, I don't know, $300 a week, right? You times it by 52 weeks, which is, there's obviously 52 weeks in a year, and you divide it by with the property price, right? So if the property price was 600 Gs, right? So what happens is, what is the rental yield? Using my calculator, 300,000 times 52 divided by 600. What's the answer? Why don't you know? That's what my dad used to say to me. Okay, so it's 0.02, so times it by 100. So that's 2.6% rental yield, right? That's how you calculate rental yield. Anyway, coming back to the main topic. New South Wales, Victoria is 3 to 3.5%, right? Queensland, the rental yield, probably about 4 to 5%, right? 4 to 5. SAWA, right? About maybe 5 to 6, to sometimes seen 7%. Okay. Now, with this as a premise, mortgage interest repayments, depending whether you're using LMI or not LMI. So if you're under 80%, the rate's usually around 6.4 to 6.6. Whether you depending whether you're doing interest only or principal interest, right? If it's like 80% above, you're looking at about 6.9 onwards for investment. Now do the goddamn maths, right? She says the rental, lucky she said rental helps pay the mortgage. It doesn't say the rent covers the mortgage, right? But then, you know, you gotta be very careful because she needs to clarify here, right? This girl needs to clarify over here, right? You're getting this income plus strata fees, body corporate, land tax if you're buying a house, right? Agent fees, blah, 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 blah fees, right? And you're getting charged all these interest rates, right? Even if you're not discounting those goddamn fees, right? Say you bought in New South Wales, right? Like this lady, Albury. 3% rental yield, that's coming out as an outgoing cost. Is an incoming cost. Incoming. But you're getting hit 6.5% interest rate. Is it a net positive or negative? Jump in the comments. Is it a net positive or net negative? This is not a maths lesson, but obviously it's a net negative, okay? So the rental income will not cover like almost all your repayments. You've got to make a loss. Unless you're doing it for negative gearing reasons to offset your tax. Yes, that's what she said. Let's continue.
Plus, there are potential tax perks.
Okay, yeah.
Unlike home ownership, investment properties let you deduct expenses like
true.
mortgage interest, depreciation and rates. And if your income is above $45,000 but below $135,000, you could get 32% of those costs back by claiming them as a deduction on your...
Let me hold her on that point, okay? What she's also saying, in other words, right, is you're losing $1 to get back 32 cents. Okay? If you're in this bracket, right? You're losing one goddamn dollar to gain back 32 cents. Do the maths. Anyway, continue.
Your tax return. Now, everyone is different, so speak with your accountant. The things to be aware of: capital gains tax eating into your windfall.
That's
In
true.
5 or 10 or 15 years' time, when you sell the property, you've got to pay capital gains tax. But if it was your own home, you don't need to pay any tax. So that profit is all tax-free.
And keeping your...
That's true. That is true. However, they glossed over it, right? So what happens if you bought it within 12 months and you sold it within this period, if it was like a rent vesting property, right? Rent vesting property. Okay. What happens is, say you bought it for 600 Gs, you sold it for 700 Gs within 12 months, like that's ever going to happen. But like hypothetically, you made 100 Gs profit. You do pay capital gains tax and you pay 100% of that, which means 100% of the 100K, you got to pay tax on that according to your tax bracket. But what they failed to say, if you kept it for 12 months and you sold it after 12 months, you get a 50% discount on the CGT. So if you made 100 Gs, right, you only pay the additional 50K tax on your taxable income. If that doesn't make sense, Google it, right? But that's in a nutshell. Let's continue.
rental costs down.
It hasn't been stressful to pay this mortgage off because the rent that we pay here is really affordable. It has to be a non-emotional decision, has to be complete sort of numbers based, so that in order to...
That's correct. It needs to be a non-emotional. You gotta like get a bucket of ice cold water with ice and get like those drip, you know, those IV drips with the needles, poke it in your vein and like, you know, everything has to be unemotional. You're bloody like cold-blooded killer, you know. So that's how you make decisions on to make sure these numbers work for you, right? And these are the things you need to consider, right? Don't get it glossed over by saying, oh yeah, buyer's agent or some guru on TikTok or social media say, yeah, rent vesting is the way to go because, you know, the rent covers your repayments, and they gloss over that without mentioning this stuff over here, you know, this stuff over here, and then, you know, they gloss over the CGT, you know, about the discount and stuff like that. But if you sold it within 12 months, it's 100%. You gotta do some due diligence. Look at the pros and cons. Everything has a pro and con. You gotta apply it with smarts.
To one day, you know, purchase that home.
That's right, to one day purchase the home. She's a smart lady, you know, she's on her path to ending the generational poverty curse in her family. I'm not roasting her, I'm just roasting the fact that sometimes people gloss over the perks of rent vesting. Rent vesting is a good strategy if you consider both pros and cons. Do your visibility study, speak to a third party. Not necessarily me, I'm not trying to plug my services, but speak to anybody else that has a brain that thinks left and right, pros and cons, and not just like, oh yeah, get this, just to, you know, but sell their course, use their services, for example, buyer's agent or the broker, just to do your loan and get the commission, moolah. Well, looking at both pros and cons. But that is a great strategy to end the generational poverty curse in your family and grow generational wealth. That's today's property roast. Remember, if you like this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification for the next video, and I'll see you in the next property roast.